this pretty short notice. All right. Let's see, how long does it take to show up on my feed? Okay. Is it really that quick? Okay. There's only like a 1 second delay somehow. Interesting. Hello everyone, Canadagraphs here, and this is it. This is the season 4 finale of Superman and Lois tonight. Starts in 50 minutes, 50 minutes. On the East Coast. On the West Coast, obviously a couple more hours after that. Not much you can do about it. Yeah. So we'll just chit chat here for a few minutes, and hopefully I will have something clever to add, because I don't yet. Just I've posted out all the posts everywhere and anywhere, and that. All right. All right. Anybody here? Anyone? Do need to change my that. Okay, there, that's saved. That's done. Okay. All right, I don't know. Where is everybody? What's going on? It's the final one. Where is everybody? Oh, there we go. Now people are noticing. Okay. Hello, everyone. A busy Braun. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you doing, man? This is it. This is it. Are you ready? Are you ready, man? Will I be seeing your video up before midnight? Boy. Here we go. So, I don't know how many of you guys have been reading anything online about anything to do with anything for this today. But the end of an era, yes, it is. It is. It's literally the end of an era. Probably not. What am I going to watch later? Oh, shame. So I don't know what you guys have been reading online. Hopefully you're not, because there is a spoiler out there. Something I read yesterday, and Bitsy Tulloch confirmed what I read. Yeah. Bitsy Tulloch posted something that no joking, I read it 45 minutes before she posted it somewhere else. But at that time, that was just some random on the internet saying it, so I didn't know how much to believe of it. Then Bitsy posted it and confirmed it. So yeah, the cameo that is coming for tonight's episode technically is out there. And I don't think many fans are going to be happy about it. I don't know. I think a lot of fans are going to be pretty mad because they had ideas of this character or this individual or that individual being the person. And I think a lot of them are going to be disappointed. But, you know, it is what it is. And as usual, sure enough, spoilers always pop up somewhere, right? You know? When I read it at the time, I'm like, I could see that being a possibility. But then didn't think anything of it, and then literally I saw Bitsy's tweet in my timeline, and I was like, oh, okay, sure. But what is everybody's hopes for this episode? Way it ends, someone you want to see, yada yada yada. Drop them all in. For the record, I am using YouTube's direct streaming thing instead of StreamYard, so I can't bring any comments up on the screen like I usually would, because StreamYard is fucking broken, and they refuse to fix it. I've been going back and forth with them for over a week about this. I just canceled my membership today. Funny enough, tomorrow was going to be the day that it would renew. And so, perfect timing that I ended up canceling it today. But I have been back and forth with them since the 20th. So, 12 days to get an audio problem fixed from them, and they have not succeeded. I haven't heard back from them since the 21st. Like, they have ghosted me for 11 days. So, I canceled my membership today. And I'm demanding a refund for the last 2 months of service. So we'll see where that goes. But at the moment, yeah. We're down to 45 minutes, guys. 45 minutes until the series finale starts. Where was I going here? Not that. Close that tab. Anyone got anything? Predictions? Ideas? Hopes? Random observations? Pretty slow in here. I don't know why. Where is everybody? Like, this is the finale. I thought the finale would have notably more people around. I don't know what's going on, man. It's kind of weird. Like, did everyone forget the show is going on? It's weird. It's super weird to me. But, it is what it is. Yeah. I don't know. Got 7 people here, but no one's talking. Everyone just wants to hear me yap, but there's nothing to yap about if you guys don't give me something to yap about. I don't know what to do with this, right? Guess I just sit here looking bored for 45 minutes. Clark doesn't need Doomsday's heart. I mean, I guess. What they do about the heart situation, who knows? I am still of the assumption his real heart is out there somewhere. I mean, we never got confirmation that that was the heart Lex destroyed. You know? It seemed kind of weird that he would A, have it, then B, know that he was going to need it at some point to psych out a super powered being that he didn't know existed. Yeah, like, why, what would he keep it for if it didn't have some other use, which we haven't learned yet, right? As for Doomsday's heart, I don't know about that. I mean, I don't know. I guess Doomsday is a theory, but Doomsday's heart is from the Bizarro world, which means it works probably differently than our hearts. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, maybe the blood in it is green or something like that. Like, everything over there is the exact opposite of here, right? So would a heart from someone over there work here? I don't know. I don't think that is a possibility. But I guess we will find out, you know? Wish I had more to add here, guys, but no one's asking anything, so you're just gonna sit here and look at me be bored, I guess. I don't know where everyone is. I really thought the finale would be a lot busier than this. What is going on tonight that everybody is not at their computer? I don't know. 8 of you in chat. There's 8, and no one's talking. I don't know what to do with this. So you guys are just gonna sit here and maybe I'll eat some applesauce. Just kill time. I don't know. Because I have nothing to say if you guys have nothing to ask. I don't know why you guys have the stream open. Alright. Do you think we will get a good cameo? Better not be the evil lady. No, I do not believe we will get a good cameo. I guess you just got here, heroes. At the start of this stream, I kind of implied that the cameo has been spoiled. No, I don't think we're going to. Actually, no. You know what? Strike that. It's possible we still get one on top of the one that's been spoiled, I guess. I guess that's always possible. There has been a cameo confirmed by a cast member who probably didn't know that this secret had been revealed right before that. So, where's my spoon? Oh, it's still on my desk. Oops. There is a cameo that was around on the internet that, at the time, it was just an in-theory cameo as far as I put it. Like, I didn't put any faith into it at the time. But then, quite literally, less than an hour after I read it, Bitsy Tulloch confirmed it in a cryptic way. There is a cameo, and it's not one anyone was thinking of. But that doesn't mean there couldn't be a second cameo. Maybe there's a second cameo that no one knows about, right? They got to revert Bizarro back to normal. I mean, they could do that. It's probably the right thing to do for the character, but nothing says they have to. I mean, at the end, he's tried killing them now, so they're perfectly within their right to end him. No cameos? Not one that I am excited about. Who was it? Hold on a second. I'm going to test something. Hold on. And see if it happened, if I can do it. Okay. I will post it in chat real quick, but then it's going to be gone. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, gone. So that's who it is. Yeah, see, everyone knows about that one. I will say this. There's been a couple of people who posted online cryptic things implying that he was in it before all of this. Like Superman TV or something like that on Twitter tweeted like, fans of insert show here, but they didn't name the show, will be excited, blah, 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 blah. Nobody has mentioned another cameo of any stature at all. So I don't know if everyone's that got to see it early has just been told, we will sue the hell out of you if you spoil this other cameo, or if this is really the only cameo that's out there. I don't know. At the moment, I'm under the impression it's the only cameo. Gotta stay off YouTube when the episode starts. Fair enough. Fair enough. I understand that. Yeah. Are you on the West Coast, or are you watching it like on the CW app the next day or something? Because that would be torture. I've had to do that once or twice where I miss an episode and I don't use the app, but then I, use alternate services and I have to wait till like 3 in the morning to watch it. West Coast, yeah. Yep, that sucks. I wish I had a option for you to watch it on the East Coast, but the option I use, you have to pay for. Which, speaking of that, I should get that sorted out now before I forget. I'm literally going to pay $4 to watch a 1-hour episode. Plans. I'm going to just put the camera down for a minute so that the reflection off the screen doesn't show anything. Probably doesn't, but I don't know that to be certain, so. Am I watching Creature Commandos? Maybe. I won't be watching it live. I mean, I definitely won't be doing that. But I might watch it. It's not super high on my radar. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 6. Like, it's, kind of in the middle. But we'll see. We'll see if I watch it. But it is not a I am going to sit around and live stream my reaction type thing, right? Just not quite that interesting to me. Are you watching Creature? Oh, I just answered that. You both asked the same question at the same time. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I do. Yeah, as of right now, I would say I probably will, just because I'll be bored. But I'm not going to be watching it live. Yeah, you asked that question already, Charles. I already answered it. Answered it twice, technically. Thank you. I don't know what else to add to this conversation. I could show you what I picked up at the sale this week, the Superman and Lois wardrobe sale. Because I went back this week and I picked up a few more things. Anyone want to see that? We got 33 minutes to kill. Yes, no, maybe so. I haven't even done this for my Patreon yet. Like, I haven't even made a video for them for Patreon yet. I got to get around to that. I should have did that yesterday, but I didn't get around to it. Yeah, I'm really weirded out that glasses weren't considered part of wardrobe, right? Like, scarves were there. Hats were there. Toques were there. Earrings were there. No glasses. Not one, not even his pairs, but no glasses. Like, none. Because Lois wears glasses a couple of times on the show. Milton Fine wears glasses. Like, there's other characters that wore glasses. There was no glasses. So weird. So weird. Because the Flash, I'm pretty sure glasses were at the Flash with Steel's hammer at the sale. No. There was no hammer. They did not have his suit there. They did not have the Superman suit there. I know you already knew the answer before I answered it, but no. No, it was not. The DCU universe. DCU. Okay. So quiet here today. I really thought with this being the finale, there would be a little more activity going on. I don't know, man. I'm eating my other applesauce already. Back in season 2, I wanted to see what happens if Superman and Bizarro merged, but it didn't happen. Yeah, well, I was just saying a minute ago, like, I don't know if Superman would be able to function with Bizarro's heart because it's from an alternate universe where things are backwards, right? Walking down the street with a bag of clothes and a hammer. Sure, yeah. I have, I've never bought a combat prop at a sale. I've bought all sorts of other things, never a combat-based thing. Because they sell a lot of other things there too when they do prop sales. You know, there's, you know, knives or fake guns and, you know, batons and things like that. But yeah, I've never picked up any of those things because they're too hard to identify unless it's something like Steel's hammer, obviously. Less than half an hour till it starts finally. We're getting there. We're almost there. What is a prop you wanted from any DC TV show from Smallville to Superman and Lois? One of Barry's flash rings. Yeah, I'd say probably maybe that or like Oliver's bow. They're immune to all weaknesses except magic if they merged. It shouldn't be the case though, because you're literally talking about the exact opposite functionality happening. Like, in theory, his heart should work completely different than our Earth's heart, or our universe's heart. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if they say that somewhere in like one of the comics or something that's how it works, then I consider that a writing flaw in their behalf. Superman the film is set to release July 11th, 2025. All right. It's only 7 months away? No. Yeah, 7.5 months away. Okay. I was so expecting with how bad DC is at like messing up their big events. I was so expecting them to drop a trailer for the Superman movie today and completely overshadow everything with the Superman finale, right? It's just, it would be so on brand for them to do. But we seem to have avoided such a catastrophe. Although I guess they do still have technically half an hour that they could do. Eric said he will do another Arrowverse stream. Will you be there? Well, he hasn't asked me yet. We'll see. I was just thinking it would be a cool idea. Well, I mean, if it could work, sure. Like I said, I think from a logistics standpoint, it shouldn't work. But I also don't have, hundreds and millions of hours of reading comics and watching uh, cartoon versions of the shows and all that experience to say that they've never done it before and that is possible. I'm just saying from a logistics standpoint, it should not work. Because it was fun seeing you, Omni, and Taz on stream together. I mean, I can only do what I can do, and that is show up if asked. Eric knows how to get a hold of me. He's got multiple platforms he can contact me on. I mean, Chainsaw does it every few weeks. I don't know how Eric doesn't, So. I think Eric has got this impression that I'm always busy, which has not been the case for months. Like he's under the impression that I'm always out at film sets. Like I can count on one hand how many film sets I've been to this year. Yeah. I mean, I could always reach out to him too and be like, hey, by the way, I'm pretty not busy lately, but I also haven't done that either. So it's not 100% on him. It's just, it is what it is. I could have reached out and I just also haven't. So it goes both ways. Chainsaw attacked your channel a few months ago, so I banned him. What do you mean by attacked? I'll be honest, heroes. I think you do sometimes provoke looking for a reaction, especially when it comes to Supergirl stuff, right? So, what exactly was the scenario? The second season will premiere in August 2025. Second season of what? I don't know what you mean by second season, Charles. Sorry. I don't see anywhere in our chat in the last little while where you brought up a different show. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything, man. Never watched my videos. He came to my videos chat and demanded I stop making videos. I highly doubt that's the case. Are you sure you didn't get trolled by someone using his name? Still can't believe it ends tonight. Neither can I, but I mean, on the other hand, we've been warned this was coming for a long time. We watched the show account, like the amount of shows there was slowly dwindle. And, they didn't tiptoe around this. They didn't, make people be like, oh, well, if viewership goes up, maybe we can... Like, they told us very straightforward from the beginning, it's over. So, I mean, I can... On one hand, I can't believe it, but yeah, on the other hand, I've known for a while this is coming. And here we are. Peacemaker. Okay. Yeah, I'm still... I loved... Freaking love Peacemaker Season 1. I'm a little less excited about Peacemaker Season 2, and part of that is just petty, pettiness of the fact they moved the show out of Vancouver. I'm a little pissed off at that. There was zero reason, especially because the town is empty right now. They would have had their choice of studios. And they chose to go somewhere else. So I'm a little bitter at them for that. So I'm a little less excited about season 2 right now, but it is what it is. It's because I made a video I called out toxic things Melissa said during an interview. He doesn't have to watch my content. My content is for viewers. Alright, I mean, that's an argument between you two, assuming he said that and all that, but, whatever. I don't know. Everyone's allowed an opinion. I mean, there's people I've banned from my chats in the past for saying things I disagreed with, right? So, we have that one, crazy guy that's obsessed with Nicole Maines that comes around to every social media platform I'm on and attacks me with a new account every 2 months. I just block him, right? If I disagree with him, if I'm this guy's an annoyance, I just block him. So, I mean... you can block whoever you want. I personally, I don't know the context of your whole argument, so I'm not gonna like pick a side on it. I can only go on what your side of things is here, right? James Gunn. I gotta say, Charles, you definitely know how to say words. Don't necessarily always know fully what you're trying to say, though. James Gunn, yes, he created Peacemaker. He's also the, what is he? Is he like president, co-president, CEO? I don't know what the hell he is. Like, what's his actual title? I forgot now. Of DC, right? I'd be surprised if there's an Arrowverse cameo at all. I highly doubt it will happen. We'll honor the Arrowverse, meaning satisfying finale, not 10-minute cameos. So SWA, we talked about this a while ago. I do not expect an Arrowverse cameo. The reason I don't expect an Arrowverse cameo is between the internet and maybe unwittingly Bitsy Tulloch, they kind of spoiled who the cameo was going to be. And it is not an Arrowverse. At least it's not an Arrowverse regular that we know. If they've decided to give him a character, because there was a rumor, a lot of people were running with the rumor like, oh, he's going to be Bruce Wayne. No, I know that's not true. I don't know what character he is, but I know it's not Bruce Wayne. But there is a cameo. It has nothing to do with the Arrowverse characters, though, unless there's a second one. All I will say is there is one cameo. Everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people who are paying attention to this stuff do know is in this. That is not Arrowverse related. He heads projects. I think James Gunn. Yeah. But he's got like a title like because him and Peter Safran have the same role, but one is in charge of creative, the other one's in charge of like the finances, you know. But I can't remember what their title is now. Good evening. Hello, Lionel. Welcome. We are 20 minutes away. The Red Kryptonite didn't get a chance to introduce because this is the last season. Damn it. I don't know what to, They probably had plans for season 5 and season 6 in the back of their minds that they never got to play out, right? I mean, we're never going to get to see the full form of Brainiac. We're probably never seeing the boys in like more specialized super suits, stuff like that. So, yeah. Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow. That is another title of a project. I gotta say, Charles, your consistency to just say a word and not have anything following up on it is on point. Hello, Canada Grass. Did you have a good Thanksgiving? I hope. Well, Thanksgiving was a month ago. Personally, I don't care for holidays, so it doesn't really impact me much, except the inconvenience of things being closed. But a month ago, yeah, I guess Thanksgiving was probably okay. If you mean the one that just happened like a couple of days ago in the United States, no impact on us here. Zero. Again, apparently they wanted to introduce the Phantom Zone, but yeah, I mean, they probably had a bunch of ideas that they'll never get to, Can't go to the Phantom Zone for set photos. You don't know that. You don't know what I'm capable of. I have popped up in multiple worlds, So, I can time travel, apparently. I mean, I'm in Superman's world. The Superman and Lois world, I'm in that world. I was in the Supergirl world. I was in the Arrow world. I was in the Legends world. And at least 2 of those were post-crisis and 2 of them were pre-crisis. So, I'm all over the place. You think Superman will be killed by Doomsday in the finale? No, that's like they already did a super mega death scene in the Arrowverse with Arrow. I don't think they'll do it again. I don't know how they ended out, but they're not gonna kill off Superman in a fight. Maybe the only thing I could say, the only way we might see Superman die off is if they show like, we know. Okay, if you don't want any spoilers and you haven't read anything, stay off screen until you see me put down my finger, because I'm going to say something that people who follow me already know. We know. So here we go. Going for the spoiler now. We know that there is a flash forward scene based off of the set photo I had of the mural of Steel. So we might see a flash forward where they go and show how everything plays out 20, 30 years in the future, and we might see maybe Clark dies then. But I don't think it's going to be from the fight. There we go. Charles is just naming all the projects. He's just going to go through the entire list. Canada Grass has powers confirmed. I cannot confirm nor deny such things. All I'll say is I have been on multiple Earths. It's weird that The Flash was the longest running show out of any of them, and I somehow never appeared in that. That I'm aware of. I mean, someday I'll do a rewatch and maybe I'll see myself in the background, because that's what happened with Superman and Lois when I was doing the rewatch for the wardrobe sale. I noticed myself in the background. But the first time watching it, I didn't notice. So, it's always possible. Will your Funkos make a cameo in the episode? I'll have to check and see if any of them are busy. What's that? Oh, you guys, no. Really? All right. Okay. Don't have to yell. You don't have to. Oh, man. Whew. Those guys get antsy when they don't get paid. No, they said that they're under contract to only show up for super chats now, which we haven't seen Victor in a while, so we haven't had a Funko appearance in quite some time, Is his doppelganger taking over for tonight? Do you mean my doppelganger? No. I just hop worlds. I'm skilled like that. 5th installment of Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters. I don't know what you're ever asking, Charles, but okay, keep on asking. Sure. Haha, Canada Grass talking to his Funkos is funny. Why is it funny? You don't think I can have a reasonable conversation with plastic? Time to get off YouTube to avoid spoilers. Good night, Canada Grass. All right, heroes, have a good one. Hope you get to enjoy the episode in several hours. And good luck. And that's all I'll say about that. It's sad that we will never see the Supergirl of Superman and Lois's Earth. I wonder what happened to her. We don't have a Supergirl on Superman and Lois's Earth. They said very explicitly from the start, he's the only superhero they have. They've been very clear about that. So there is no Supergirl. There is no Flash. We have the Green Arrow, but he's not superpowered. I wonder what happened to her. Most likely she died when Krypton exploded. She just did not get... oh, yeah. I didn't read the rest of your comment. Yeah, I mean, we'll never know the answer, right? So, yeah. Even if we did ever find out the answer, it'd just be like, oh, no, she died in the explosion. Like, that would be the extent of it, right? So, yeah. Good night, Canada Grass. Good night, Charles. Thank you for coming by. Thank you for naming every production you could think of under the sun. Have a good one. We're 12 minutes away, guys. 12 minutes. 1, 2. This is so weird. When I started the stream, there was 1, maybe 2 second delay. I'm now noticing it's more like a... Let me just see. Six-second delay. Weird. Weird. Yeah, when I started to stream, because I still had my headphones on at the time so I could hear my own stream, it was about a 1 to 2 second delay. There is now about a 6-second delay. Wow. I haven't done anything. I know restrictions, but it would have been cool to see Batgirl in Supergirl Season 2. Did you mean Batwoman or Batgirl? Because Batgirl is a movie that didn't even exist yet at that time. Did you mean Batwoman? No, Batwoman didn't exist in Supergirl Season 2 either. Batgirl. I mean, that didn't exist yet. Or do you mean just any version of it? Like, they could have had, like, random actress play Batgirl. That's what you mean? Okay. Well, I mean, we will never see it, I guess. It's the final countdown. I put out one last tweet. Well, I'm not putting it out. I'm just going to set it up for later. Got to change east to west. If you guys haven't been paying attention to my Twitter or my Blue Sky, I've been posting old set photos I took of Superman and Lois. Scott Edwards, hello, how are you doing? I will get to your super chat in a moment. I was just in the middle of doing a task. Did I do 5 or 6 the last time? I did the one where they're talking. Okay. Sorry, Scott. I will be as fast can be. I just got to set up a tweet for the future. Wait, it starts it. Never mind. So I almost forgot how math works. Okay, had to schedule a tweet for a couple hours from now, because I'm sure I would forget in real time. All right, we got Scott Edwards. Haven't seen you in a little while, or yeah, I've seen you around. You just haven't super chatted in a while. That's what I haven't noticed. Okay, you think we can get any more Arrowverse, or is it totally dead? It is very dead. We will not be getting any spin-offs or revivals or anything like that. This is it for Arrowverse content, unfortunately, Scott. How are you doing, by the way? Character Barbara Gordon. Oh, right. Okay, yeah. I mean, well, there's a lot of things they couldn't do back then, or they were afraid to do, right? So, it is what it is. That's weird that my camera blurs when I move out of... Weird. Because my camera blurred up. I'm sure you guys saw it on your end, too. Are you excited for the future of MCU with Doctor Doom? No. I will be excited for Doctor Doom closer to when it gets here. Also, if it's a version of Tony Stark, great. They got the job done properly. If they just have him being not Tony Stark, screw you guys. This is a dumb decision. You cannot take a core character. You could take someone that had like 2 speaking lines in one of the shows and give them a different character. Absolutely, you can do that. You cannot take one of the core pieces of your universe and give him a new character name. You can only do that if you are committing to him being a variant of that character. That's the only, that's it. Yeah. So am I excited for the character? Maybe. It'll depend a lot on what happens, down the line, how the character is. Let me just do that. This year was the 10th anniversary of the Flash, and they did not do anything because sadly we may never see the Arrowverse ever again. Next year, 2025, will be the 10th anniversary of Melissa Benoist. Yeah, you're not going to get any. This network, as far as they're concerned, as soon as Superman and Lois is off the air tonight, they're done. You'll never see it again. I will be unfollowing so many CW based things after tonight. It will be baffling. No offense, to like CW Milwaukee is the one I feel the worst for because they have bent over backwards to give fans content for years. Whoever ran their account was a master of social media, and now he or she is stuck promoting NASCAR and golf. Like that guy needs a new job, man, with someone that'll appreciate his effort or her effort. Um, I'll be unfollowing like CW Milwaukee and all the other affiliates and things like that I may be still following tonight because they're done. CW after tonight does not exist to me, you know. I was hoping we might get a miniseries or TV movie someday to properly conclude the Arrowverse. Nope, that won't happen. If it ever happens, and I'm proven wrong, but it will not happen. I mean, several of those characters will have aged out of their roles by the time that's ever even a possibility. The contractual amount of money they'd have to put out to make that happen is way beyond. Like, you're now talking like superhero movie budget, and they're not going to do that for the Arrowverse. Melissa Benoist Supergirl, and sadly, we probably won't get anything for that either. I will celebrate it though. Fair enough. I mean, there'll be anniversaries going on for this for a while, you know. Almost every year for like a few years, there's going to be a 5th anniversary, 10th anniversary, something coming up of the shows, right? What all characters do you want to see on new Avengers team? I have no idea. Zero at all. I don't know who would even be eligible for them, right? Like, I don't follow that stuff closely enough to know who might be on it. Sort of sucks that it ended, but always in motion, the future is. Yeah. CW are doing non-game shows, NXT wrestling, football, and reality shows. You forgot their valuable golf and NASCAR shows, too. Yeah, their lineup is garbage. But it's... I said this to you guys a year ago or 2 years ago, whenever that deal was made and when it was finally finalized, and people were like, that network will be dead in 6 months. No, because it's cheap crap. Cheap crap is profitable. Making quality product is harder to make a profit off of. They're going with the cheapest options available. No, almost no overhead for them. All they're doing is making profit. So no, the network won't die. It's just going to be something that people that watch any type of dramas aren't going to watch, you know. If the network hadn't got sold, we might have got something. Probably not, but there would have been a better chance. Alright, I gotta bring up the episode so that I am ready. Where is the CW? Usually it's in like the top 5 things I look at. There it is. It was there. I just scrolled right past it. Alright. So we are 2-minute warning. Can't wait for Superman versus Lex. Well, you don't have to wait much longer. We're almost there. Damn, I got it out like 10 seconds too late. LFG. I appreciate if you don't swear in this chat, Busy. That is very unprofessional, and I don't approve of your language. Going to drop out now to watch the episode. We'll be back later. All right, have a good one, Lionel. I will be here after the episode ends, so I will see you then too. It's so sad that the Arrowverse burned out so fast. Yeah, I mean, what are we on? Like year 12, 11, 12? So I wouldn't call it fast. It could have went on absolutely longer than it has, but I wouldn't call it fast. I think they did well. It stands for freaking. Fair enough. Fair enough. I apologize for sullying your good name. R.I.P. CW superhero shows. It started with Smallville prequel. Speaking of Smallville, by the way, guys, if you haven't seen my most recent video that I put out this week, I did a set tour where I went to the location that the Lucifer cameo was done at for Crisis on Infinite Earths, and where the old Smallville studio was. So you can find that on my channel after you're done here later. Yeah. So yeah. Ended with Superman and Lois. It started with Superman, ended with Superman. Technically, it started with Clark Kent, and will end with Superman and Lois. In the blink of an eye, it's all over. You should still do live streams after CW era is done. I will once in a while, but there won't be much to talk about, so it won't be nearly as often, right? So, COVID killed the Arrowverse. It definitely had a severe effect on the Arrowverse. Definitely. CW is cheap, yeah. Hey CH, how is it going? Oh shit, show started. All right, we are on and running. Wow. Well, is this the start of the fight? Were they like just hanging out in the bar when the fight started? Oh! Crazy start to the episode? I mean, not that crazy. This is basically just picking up where it was the last time, except from other people's perspective. Now I know how Lana's pants got so dirty when I saw the scene they shot. Yeah, yeah, that's the right face to make, Lana. All right. Oh, we're back at the rodeo. Oh, double team. More than a little shaken up. Oh, that's where the helicopter comes in. So when I was at the set, this helicopter was already laying on the ground. That's how you're gonna cut to the commercial break? Rude. Alright, we're on our first commercial break already. And they cut it off like right in the middle of an attack. That was weird editing. Whoever edited that, I'm not a fan of your work. Found you prefer films over television when it comes to superhero content? Okay. I'm kind of the exact opposite. I want something that I can consume over time. COVID killed the Arrowverse. Without it, maybe it would have had more seasons. Maybe. But the CW would have still got sold. So probably not. What happened to Morgan Edge? We'll never see him again. He's on Bizarro World. Yes, he is. Yeah. Why is Lois just standing there? I guess because she's always got that, like, I want to make sure things are okay with everybody else first, like, mentality. She'll worry about herself after everyone else is safe, kind of thing. But, yeah. It was good to see the boys finally get to do something together. But, yeah. So, Clark is having a bit of a slow start here. Not gonna say that he's overpowered, but I am gonna say he is maybe not succeeding. I don't know. I was trying to think of something to say there, but I couldn't. Here we are. Where'd my episode go? I have it in a different tab. There we go. So yeah, that scene with the helicopter was one of the ones I shot, or the big one I shot when I was at the studio. And now I know how Lana and John Henry are all look the way they do. Because when I saw Lana in the scene, her jeans are covered in dirt and all that, and I'm kind of like, looks like she's been part of the fight. Now I know why. She wasn't actually in the fight. She was in a building that got blown up. I do like the boys working together, but only one of them could have just gotten that guy and not both. I disagree. I think Doomsday is way more powerful than one of them. Way more powerful. Two of them, yeah, they were able to make an impact. One of them, maybe one of them would like knock him off their dad for a moment, but I don't think they'd knock him like 10 miles away like they did. You know? All right, are we back already? Yes. Hashtag Fraternals. Oh, the helicopter guy. Fair enough. But there was two of them. Two people fell out of the helicopter. Doomsday seems cranky. I like how Lana's like, we have an idea. Like she had any input in it at all. I'm surprised the boys are going faster than Doomsday. I like the way the cape is hanging there, waving off to the side. Well placed scene. Oh! Oh! Damn! Now, did it do the trick? To be determined. Ooh, he's bleeding. All right, Clark, get to work. Quit hanging around. Now I know what everyone was looking up in the sky at. Okay. All right. Clark's like, not if I get it to the sun, and then stands around for 40 seconds to watch Lois word out I love you to him instead of going right to work. Since the boys are half Kryptonian, I bet they are shockingly weaker than Superman or any full-blooded Kryptonian. They should be in theory, yes. But together, the two of them combined should, in theory, be at least one Kryptonian, if not like maybe 1 1/4. I'm surprised the boys are going faster than Doomsday. Oh, I read that already. I don't know why he didn't think of going to the sun in the beginning, but okay. Because he didn't have Doomsday knocked out. That was the first chance he's had. Every time I saw Lex Luthor in every Superman movie, TV show, I used to call him Mr. Clean. Okay. They need their pep talk in. This is not the Flash. But yeah, probably a pep talk would have helped. No, I mean go to the sun himself and power up. That's not what he's going to do, though. He's going there to get rid of Doomsday. But yeah, him going to the sun would have helped power him up a little, probably too. But he didn't really have any time. The city was getting demolished, so he had to kind of go and fight off Doomsday. You know, logically that sounds good. But yeah, it was a little weird that this whole time he's never gone up to the sun to like repair anything. But maybe because he's got the human heart, maybe it doesn't have the same full impact either. I don't know. I didn't write the show. I guess we're getting a longer commercial break than the last one. Exactly, I at least thought Lois or the boys would suggest that. I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't really thought about it. I think they're all focused on dealing with him on Earth, not worrying about Clark going to the sun and getting warmer or night better. Kind of crazy. This is the last DC TV show. It's also the last episode of the last DC TV show. So it's more than just that. What are we? 15 minutes in. We've seen a lot already in 15 minutes. Holy cow. I thought we were probably like 25 minutes in, but man, we're only at 15 minutes? Ooh. You're gonna miss this universe? Yeah. It's disappointing with all the things that will never get paid off, you know? Knowing certain things could have happened and they'll never get around to them, you know? Like, we'll never get to see Jordan and Jonathan as full-blown superheroes outside of maybe like a brief 10-second clip later this episode. You know, we'll never get to see Brainiac. You know, there's lots of things you're not going to get to see. Not to mention other shows being paid off. I think we're back. Yep. If Clark had just done this the first time when they fought in Metropolis... Wait, did they get her out of there in time? I guess they did. You thought she died for a minute? Oh, John Henry has his own villain to go after. Yeah, see that 40 seconds you wasted, Clark? Oh yeah, by far he did, yes. All right, I guess we're gonna get the boys versus Lex. Ooh. Damn, John took a hit. He's not gonna laser his head off because I've been saying from the beginning of everything, this is gonna end up with Lex in jail. They've put so much emphasis on Lois putting him back in jail that it's gonna end with Lex in jail, not dead. But we'll see. Yeah, Bizarro Bizarro Doomsday. No one's had a harder. Yeah. That was an interesting moment. When he started to wake up, I'm like, see what you did, Lex? That 40 seconds Lex. Clark, that 40 seconds you wasted. You could have used it differently. And then instead, Bizarro's just like, I gotta go. Like, just get me out of here. Now it's only 25 minutes in. This episode seems to be going surprisingly slow. Like, I don't mean slow in the pace. I mean slow as in how much time has gone by. We're getting there. We are almost there. Ugh. Are we done? Nope, we are not done. Should have known. R.I.P. Bizarro Doomsday. Yes, R.I.P. Bizarro Doomsday. I mean, guess that's a good thing because they have time to wrap up everything. Yeah, I suspect I bet there'll be somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes of like wrap up time where we see what's happened in the future, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, they still haven't had the Lex Clark fight, so we still have that. Everybody thought Superman's gonna get Doomsday's heart, lol. I never thought that. I said that earlier, right here, that it shouldn't be compatible. You know? I did think Clark would get the heart that was taken from him back, though. That I thought. And I'm kind of starting to think it's not going to happen, considering we're halfway through the episode. And I don't know when that could come up now at this point. All right, we back. Clark just out here getting a tan. That was a cool little effect, showing the cut actually healing. Oh, Clark gonna be mad. Damn. Oh yeah, I forgot. Like Clark is on some like direct sunlight power right now. Oh yeah, I forgot about those screws. Okay, sure. That had to hurt. Kind of thinking that Human Heart maybe had some help with that. Oh, right in the stomach. Oh, he knocked the suit off him. Hope you didn't want that suit back, John, because I think it's going to need some repairs. Told you it's going to end up with him in jail. I told you. We're only halfway through. Are they really going to spend a half an hour on the wrap-up? We have to see Lex go to jail, right? Like, there has to be a scene of Lex going into jail. There has to be. Got powered up. Lois is good at gaslighting. Oh boy, did she set Luther off, man. But they're both good at that, because Clark did it last episode to him, too. Did Jordan unlock a new power? I don't know. That was crazy, though. Like, I don't know what he did to him, but yeah, it worked. I see Clark got powered up enough. Yeah. He took a little. He took like a little energy drink of direct vitamin whatever you get from the sun. Yeah. Alexa's face in slow motion is hilarious. I've never laughed so hard. Okay. I guess I didn't really notice it, but okay. John better build another suit. Well, yeah, I mean, that one's got some damage to it. I'm just gonna say. Is Tyler your favorite Superman and Bitsy your favorite Lois? Tyler is 100% my favorite Superman. Bitsy is favorite Lois. Maybe. I'd say yeah, probably, yeah. Clark took too much vitamin C. I don't know, man. Looks to be doing him some good. I mean, he got hit with 3 kryptonite screws and just shook them off and, like, knocked a suit off somebody. So, imagine Bruno kills Lex when Lex goes back to prison. Oh my god, I never even thought of that. Yeah, that would be crazy, eh? What happened to all the upgrades to the suit? They're no match for sun-powered Superman, I guess. Plus, Milton was being incapacitated at that time by a very angry John Henry. So, he didn't have his tech guy, helping him out. I didn't know if we were actually going to see Milton in this episode. Like, I know we heard his voice, but we were getting at a point where I'm like, what could they possibly show him for? But that makes sense, I guess, now. It's the power of gaslighting and love. Oh, definitely gaslighting. They hit him 2 episodes in a row with that, eh? Michael Cudliss's Lex is definitely the most non-traditional. Fair enough. Yeah, I guess you could say that. I think it's because of his menacing nature. He is, when he came in with the leather jacket and the jean jacket and that's not a very Lex look. So yeah, I think it just gives him a more menacing look overall that makes him very different than most of the ones we've seen, right? All right, so we got 25 minutes left to wrap up what there is. And he doesn't really care about LexCorp. Yeah, that too. Yeah. I wonder if Amanda is gonna officially quit now. Now that she has a chance to. I thought for sure she died there when he hit the car. I was sure she died until like a quarter of a second later when I noticed the boys fly by. I'm like, did they get her in time? And then when they like land in the city with her, I'm like, oh, because I honestly thought they didn't get there. They almost had me going on that one. John Cryer is still your favorite Lex, but Michael Cudlitz is your second favorite. Okay. I would go the other way around. I'd say Cudlitz is my favorite and Cryer is my second favorite because I like the no nonsense thuggishness of this Lex. I realize that's not generally how the character is portrayed, but I like it. And when the boys flew, I didn't see anything. Yeah, neither did I. We're back. 1 year later. Okay. We had someone's wedding? Oh yeah, there was a wedding in this episode. I forgot. When they were shooting the episode, someone posted photos of everyone in their like dress up attire and everyone assumed there was a wedding. Not Chrissy and Kyle though, I'm guessing. Who else could it be? Oh, Lana and John. I didn't think of that. We get to see Natalie for 4 seconds. She's got to have a speaking line at some point in the episode. Is Lois ordained? Only took them a year. How weird is it to get married with someone that looks like your ex-wife being your pastor or whatever it is? I'm sure Sarah's there. I mean, it's literally her mom getting married. I'm sure Sophie's probably there too. I mean, they literally have Chuck there. I'm sure the kids are there. But it is weird we haven't seen either of them yet. That has to be the most underwhelming marriage of any show because there was no build up to it. Like, kind of a weird one. It's weird they're not showing Sarah and Sophie here. Did they really not get them for this episode? Okay, I think that's Sophie that's dancing with Kyle. Oh, Mateo's there even, and Denise. They have everybody, but I'm still... Oh, Jordan's looking for someone. Chrissy's having another kid, oh my god. Can't lie, I'm not having my ex-wife come to my wedding. That's just too weird. Hey, Sarah's alive. Did they at least get together? Yeah, so did I. Yeah, everyone's getting their scenes to give their speeches. Hey, the title of the episode. You feel like he's gonna retire? Luther back in jail, as Canada Graphs predicted from the beginning. I don't want to say I told you so, but I've been telling you all so. Is it Bruno? It's Bruno. Wow. Ho, 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 ho. All right, we got 14 minutes left. Another commercial break. I forgot all about the chair scene. I forgot about that. I don't know if you guys remember back when he was still in prison or when they showed him in prison. There's a scene where he's sitting on a chair which is made of a person and he's just punching the person below him to get the person to like more balance however he wanted him to balance. I forgot all about that scene until he just brought up the chair. As soon as they opened that other cell door, I'm like, is it Bruno? I bet you it's Bruno. I forgot all about that too. Oh, Lex is having a day. Or a year. A year. He's having something of a year. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that wedding. That came completely out of left field to me. Um Usually when there's a big wedding in the finale, it's characters that people are like, "Oh my god, we've been waiting for their wedding for so long." But did anyone ask for this? I mean, I'm happy for them. I'm happy for the characters. Fine. But I don't think anyone was ever being like, oh, "We need a Lana and John wedding." Right? Am I the only one that thinks that? Like I would have thought Kyle and Chrissy would have made more sense. Um would you say the Flash series finale was bad compared to other finales? Yeah, kind of. But they were limited by some things that happened at that time. You know, budget cuts, COVID, stuff like that. The warden just never has any control over his prison. Kind of, right? Uh, I mean, every prison has some, you know, convict who's kind of the in control person inside the prison part of it. The warden probably still has control of the prison, but he allows somebody to be the head of the head honcho because somebody's just going to take that position if you don't, right? You were right about Bruno. Yeah, yes, yeah. I think you said that before the episode started, right? Yeah. I honestly didn't care about the wedding. It was nice to see all the characters, though. Yeah, that was the reason they had it, was to get all the characters there. And I guess if you have a Chrissy and Kyle... No, because if Chrissy and Kyle did it, everyone still would have probably been there because... Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. Are we back? Oh. Oh! He was sitting on Luther. That would have actually... That's the cameo I knew about. David Giantolia as Jonathan. I have no idea who's playing Jordan. Damn. Hey, that shirt! That shirt Clark wore. Right there. Ow! Fuck my shoulder. Shouldn't have done that. Aww. Crypto. Now there'll be debates about which crypto is better. There's the mural. There's the mural. Oh no! Why did he get up in a different shirt? I don't understand that. Shouldn't he have been wearing the same shirt he wore when he died? That is quite the dress. Isn't that the dress from the episode where he buys her a dress for an awards show? I can't remember. Okay. I give it a seal of approval. Like, yeah, I think that was a excellent finale. Could there have been things different? Sure. But I think overall, yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to find a moment in the show. I will be with you guys in hopefully a minute or less. Okay. Sorry, I was just trying to get a picture of crypto. All right. That is it. The episode is over. So what's everyone's opinions on it? I consider it a pretty amazing finale. I was nervous. I was nervous when they showed Lois dying. I was like, I don't know where they're going with this. I was nervous at that point, but they clutched it up. Like, a couple of scenes, I think, like the scene right there at the very end, not the very, very end, but like just before that, when they're talking about family and they show John and Lana. Family? Like, why aren't Kyle and Chrissy any more family than them? Besides that little nitpick, terrific finale. Um, it was weird with Clark telling us before they get to him dying that he died, but wonderful job. I think I personally can't find much in the way of fault with it. I'll give it a 10. Um, it might be recency bias, but I consider this probably the best Arrowverse finale outside of maybe Arrow, and honestly, it might be as good as Arrow. Yeah. Give me a minute. I'm just gonna post that I'm still streaming right now and talking. Sorry, I just realized I have to do this on multiple platforms. Give me a moment. I will be with you in, let's say, 20 seconds. All right, where was I? Okay, I'm gonna go back several minutes because people were chatting while the show was going on. It'd be funny if Bruno was sitting on Luther. Yeah, I read that. I can't tell which one is supposed to be John and Jordan. Okay, so Jonathan was being played by David Giantoli, which probably doesn't mean anything to you, but he is the actor from Grimm. I knew that, but I didn't know who played Jordan, and I fucking forgot to look at the credits. Oh my god, I gotta open that up again and see if I can go back and look at the credits. Give me a minute, give me a minute. I want to see if I can still go back and look at the credits. Sure, we'll put that on, but I'm not watching that. I just want to go backwards from there. 6:04, so. Okay, credits. Okay, give me a minute, guys, because I'm going to have to watch these to make sure I don't miss it. Co-starring. Okay, it's not any of them. Older Jordan was Dominic Fuguri. I will type it out in chat. Dominic Fugiri. Dominic Fugiri. Dominic Fugiri. All right, there you guys go. All right. Was there anyone else that I didn't notice? Oh, there is. I can't read it though because the recording line is right through the middle of it. I have to go back 10 seconds and look at it again. Fred, who? Okay. For some reason, I just assumed that was Tyler in makeup. That was what this person was credited as, 70-year-old Clark. All right. All right. Now where was I? How far back do I have to go? There we go. So how goes the episode? It was great. It was great. I thought Superman was gonna do his one last fight in the afterlife, but it's still great. His one last fight was apparently forgiving Lex. Yeah, that was beautiful. I agree. 10 out of 10 for you. Yeah, I can't argue with that. Hey, how's it going, CG? It goes, Eddie. Welcome. What an ending. I agree. Man, what a finale. That ending made you cry. Yep, I did too. I tried my hardest to hold it back so that it wasn't like running down my face, but like the edges of my tear ducts were full. Um, they stole that ending from Supernatural, and not quite. Supernatural would have done that if COVID hadn't been a thing, but not exactly the same. Not quite the same. Yeah, same aspects. Like in that one, Dean dies earlier and Sam dies later, and then they meet up in the afterlife. Yeah, there's that part of it, but you didn't have all the sub characters there too, right? Um, I was right. It was a take on Alan Moore's Superman story, Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow, but done with a more bittersweet twist. Okay. By far the best Arrowverse finale? I wouldn't say by far. I think it and Arrow are right there beside each other as far as which one's better. Um, and I'm thinking now the cameo actually was Crypto being introduced. No. The cameo I was pretty sure is the David Giantoli one, because even Bitsy spoiled it by accident. The other cameo? I think the cameo they were talking about was David Giantoli. Because Crypto, I mean, yeah, sure. Crypto, I guess, technically. Sure. Okay. I'll give that to you. Yeah. I guess you could consider that. I guess you could consider that a cameo. Geez, I'm still processing that episode. What a finale it was. Yeah, it was. It was something. The action wasn't even the best part of the episode for you. Fair enough, actually. Yeah, I think that last 10 minutes was phenomenal. Yeah. This felt like the right ending for the series, and an actual true ending to this version of Superman. Yeah, I kind of. Yeah. I'm the only disappointment I have is that I was wrong about him getting his heart back. I was so sure that was going to get paid off at some point. To be fair, I didn't go out of this completely for everything. I got Lex going back to jail, which I told everyone from the beginning. As soon as it was clear that that was like where they were going, so many people pushed back on me. They're like, "Oh, Lex has to die. Lex has to die." I'm like, "He's going to jail." they sold that so hard for so long. Lois brought it up so many times. They had to pay that off. And we saw Super Twins in full super suits. Yeah, kind of. I mean, we saw it. On my screen, I'm gonna have to see it in a better quality because for me, I was kind of like they look okay, but I didn't really get a great look at them because I was also watching it like say this is okay. Let's say this is the full screen, like my full computer screen. I was watching it on like this much of the screen because I had to have chat open too. So I'll have to rewatch it on my own and see how I feel they look. This is definitely your favorite Superman. Good to hear. Wait, who was the surprise cameo? I just realized that. I think we've mentioned it a couple times. So Clark and Lois died of old age. Yes. That episode is a 10 out of 10 for you. Besides the action, that was one of the best finales you've ever seen. Fair enough. I think we're going to get a lot of 10 out of 10 numbers tonight. Yeah. I also like Clark giving Lex forgiveness in the final moments too. Yeah. I didn't know that I wanted that, but once I got it, I'm like, hey, great idea. Because that is such a Superman thing to do. It's such a Superman thing to do to be like, You literally tried to kill me and my family, but I forgive you. Like, yeah. I haven't even watched Supernatural, so I wouldn't know if they copied. Yeah, the ending is relatively similar. There are some differences. Supernatural did theirs during the pandemic, so they would have done almost the same thing Superman and Lois did with all the characters there in the afterlife if they could have. But they couldn't. They were literally the first show back after the pandemic, and they were literally filming like the second to last episode, and the finale was like 4 weeks after they came back. So they couldn't do anything. The beginning of the episode, fighting Doomsday, the boys saving Superman. I was thinking you guys. I was thinking like you guys. You're not ready. Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be like a big cameo, but I don't care. The episode didn't need it. Exactly. Yes. Would a big cameo have been cool? Sure. But it was already a 10 out of 10. What could you have added to it? You can't make it an 11 out of 10. Because even if they'd added some amazing cameo, we still would have given it a 10 out of 10. We just wouldn't have known that the standard before that was already a 10 out of 10. After last episode, I realized he wasn't going to get his heart back anytime soon. See, I didn't. I still, up until this episode, it took me 20 minutes, half an hour into this episode, when I realized I don't think we're getting his heart back. That Lois was heartbreaking, though. Yeah. Especially because 1 or 2 episodes ago, we had the scene where we find out that she has been given the green light as being cancer-free. Now, I know from personal experience, I have had my grandmother and a friend both have died from cancer after getting cleared previously from it. So I know this is a thing that happens and it's not rare. So it's kind of pretty real, but I wasn't expecting it. I felt bad for Doomsday there before he fell into the sun. All the memories of his life and him dying of his own, that moment was awesome. Yeah, I didn't know what was going to happen there because when he started to wake up, I don't know if you watched the reaction of me watching it, but I literally said, "There's that 40 seconds you wasted, Clark," when he was on the ground contemplating what to do and talking with everyone. I'm like, that 40 seconds is coming back to bite you in the ass. And instead, you have Doomsday being like, "I got this. I understand. I gotta go." Like, give me 1 second, guys. I'm just gonna pour myself a drink. I'm tired of drinking water. Give me a minute. The boys getting the suits scene didn't look right coming off my screen. It looked a lot like CGI. Okay. See, because like I said, I was watching it on basically about a third of a screen because I had to have chat open, and then the site I used also had like a bar down the side with other options to watch. So I was watching on like a third of a scene or screen, and they didn't look great to me, but I was watching it on a third of a screen, so I was willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. I'll have to rewatch it and see what I think. Clark forgave Lex in the future? Yes. Yeah. In the afterlife. In the afterlife, he forgives him. In the afterlife. Not, I mean, that is the future, but it's in the afterlife. Like, it's after Clark has passed away, they show him forgiving Lex. That Lois scene really hit home for me because I had family members who went through the same thing, but that's what made me love the scene more. Yeah, I have too. I was living with my grandmother when she went through all of her cancer things. She actually had cancer 3 times in her life. She had it back when I was a kid, and that was breast cancer, and got through that. Then she had um, something else different and lung cancer near the end of her life, like 3 years before she died. She got that, and then she got over it. They gave her a clean bill of health. They're like, we got it. They even said, they're like, there is one small speck on our screen that we're not sure if it's cancer, but the like to do more treatments on it would be more disadvantageous than advantageous. So they're like, we're just gonna watch it and see how it goes, see if anything happens. And like she would go in for a checkup like every month, and nothing had changed. So they're like, we don't think it's anything. And then it was like 6 months later, they're like, it's back, you know. So yeah, I've gone through that same thing. Where was I? Okay, there I am. Doomsday died when he fell into the sun. That's gotta hurt. Yeah, yeah. I assume it's probably not fun. uh, how many years later does Lois die? Did you not watch it, Scott? Are you here listening to chat and you haven't watched the episode? How many years later? Quite a few. Lois dies once the kids have married and have kids of their own. So she gets to meet... Man, my throat's kind of irritated with something. She gets to meet her grandchildren at least before she dies. So it's quite a few years down the road. I'd say in her 50s, rough guess, maybe 60s. No, I'd say 50s. Yeah, I'd say roughly maybe 50s. When Bizarro's eyes lit, it really made me realize how much bad stuff that character had gone through. Oh, yeah. Someone said in chat while we were watching the episode, might have even been you, I can't remember, that like he's had the most tragic history, and it's true. Does that mean Luthor died before Clark? I believe so. I mean, Luthor was also older than Clark. I mean, you just look at him, he's 10 to 20 years older than Clark, wasn't as fit as Clark, was living in jail. I'd be surprised if he made it to 60. That moment where Jordan finds his brother and telling him not to leave him was amazing. Shows how far the boys have come. Yeah, the episode or the trailer for that showed that scene, and it's weird. In my head, I thought it was Jordan that was in trouble in the scene. I didn't know it was Jonathan that was in trouble. Holy cow, up to 15 likes already on this. That's better than average. Good job. Superman is immortal. He does not die. At least that is how it is in Smallville Universe 190 or 167 when a meteor freak told Tom Welling, Clark, you're different. You have no end. Yeah, but he has a human heart now. This version has a human heart. It was already a 60-year-old human heart. So, yeah. One small nitpick I have is that they didn't really end off Sarah and Jordan together that good. It just felt awkward to you. Fair enough. I kind of agree. I wanted them together. I wanted that to be how it went with them. And we never got to see... Because they aged up, both of them, we never got to find out if that was Sarah and Candace that they ended up marrying. I'm going to go with my naive belief that it was, even though we don't actually see that paid off. But yeah, it's a little disappointing. We never got to find out whether either or both of them ended up with both of them. All we see is them walk in with the family. Since they're aged up, obviously their wives are aged up too. We don't know if that's them or not, right? How many bad guys do you? Oh, so Lois's cancer came back. Yeah, yeah. Um, quite a few years later, like not immediately. Just like my grandmother's. My grandmother's was 30 years between times it came. How many bad guys do you think Superman killed in his whole time as Superman? I have no idea. Zero? One? Two? I don't know. Not many, obviously. He couldn't even kill Lex. He did exactly what I said was going to happen to Lex. I thought that was a really beautiful moment. Lana and John getting married, and Chrissy with another baby on the way. I'm glad they got their happy ending. Yes, yes. I knew there was a wedding. So way back when they filmed that episode, the actress that plays Candace, I believe, Samantha something or other, DeFrancisco, I think it is, she had posted a photo showing some of the people in the tents, like between scenes, in their wedding attire, like not wedding clothes, but like at a fancy event attire, and people instantly just right away went to wedding. But I thought it was going to be Kyle and Chrissy because they already had been on that pathway. But yeah, I said in the episode, and I'll back it up here again, kind of an underwhelming wedding. And the reason I find it underwhelming is there wasn't the build up to this couple like there is whenever any other show pays off a wedding in the finale. It's a couple that have been together forever that finally gets it. They literally said like it was 1 year later. They'd been together for 1 year and were getting married. Payoff would have been better with Kyle and Chrissy, I think. Just my opinion. How did Superman get a human heart? Did you not watch this season at all, Daniel? I don't even know how to answer that without being sarcastic about it. I'm sorry. At first, when I saw the Jordan and Jonathan scene in the trailer, I thought they went to the Bizarro world from the way it looked. I never thought that. I thought it was Jordan that was in trouble, though. Yeah, Lois passing from her cancer made me tear up because I can relate to. I've had family members who passed from it. Yeah, I think most people have endured it in some way or another. Like I said, my grandmother, and then just this past year, a friend of mine, not a close friend, but a friend that I talked to a fair bit. In fact, I talked to them maybe a week or so, 2 weeks before they passed, has passed away from it. So yeah, everyone's been impacted by it in some way or another. And I feel the realness of that scene with her having to battle it again 20 years later or whatever it is. I have no problem with it because it's a very real thing that happens. It comes back on people, a notable percentage of people. Like both my grandmother and that friend both had it twice. My grandmother actually had three times. So yeah, it is how it is, right? I wish I could stay longer, but I wanted to watch the first 2 episodes of Star Wars Skeleton Crew before getting to bed and need to be up at 5 a.m. Sorry you have to get up at 5 a.m. I've never heard of that show, but have fun. I don't know if you got to hear me, whatever. I'm just gonna go with my own headcanon and think that was Sarah and Candace. Yeah, I think a lot of people probably are gonna do that, including myself until I hear otherwise. But again, an amazing series finale. Superman and Lois stuck the landing. Yes, they did. Everyone that's come in here so far has agreed they stuck the landing. It's kind of sad how they brought it back full circle the way Clark's parents died. Oh my god. Wait, did Martha die of cancer? We know Martha died in her bed. But was it cancer? I mean, Clark I mean, Clark didn't die in the. He had a heart attack in the street, but he didn't die in the street. Like he said, he's like, Kyle saved me, but that I would die later on. Um, so not exactly the same. A little touch of it, but not quite the same. Um, I would have cared either if Kyle or and Chrissy got married, but it would have made more sense. I would have, I would have, I would have cared either. Okay. I can only imagine Superman's sons are weaker than Superman because they are half Kryptonian. Just imagine the more the bloodline goes, the weaker his descendants get. Because, yeah, I believe the same thing. Yeah, I mean, I doubt his grandchildren have more than a quarter of the power, right? Hopefully, we can get a Morgan Edge Bizarro World spin-off. Well, that's not going to happen. You're never ever getting any spin-off. Zero. There won't be a Morgan Edge. There won't be a Super Sons, or what do they call themselves? The Fraternals? No Fraternal spin-off. There won't be a spin-off of Sarah living in Greece. There's nothing. You're never getting a spin-off. The way the boys grew up reminds me of the scene from Charmed when Leo and Piper grow old and see their kids grow up and having kids, but it's a beautiful scene. They deliver the perfect ending. I never watched Charmed, so I can't comment on that, but okay. Barry and Iris' marriage record has officially been broken by John and Lana. Oh, lots of people have broken the Barry and Iris record. I mean, Oliver and Felicity were engaged for 2 seconds. She literally was like, hey, want to get married? And he's like, let's do it. So John and Lana don't even break that record. My streaming service only has Superman and Lois season 1 and 2. This is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. I guess you're going to have to wait a bit to watch it from an official source, I guess. Sorry. That was kind of funny, that Lex. I don't know what that was in reference to. Sorry. Oh, was denied bail. Sorry, I didn't realize there was more to that sentence. I was thinking, sorry, Lex, you can't get out no more. Yeah. And that was their way of showing that he went to jail. Because I said all along, he's going to jail, he's going to jail, he's going to jail. And yeah. They both died in their bed was similar to Martha. Okay, yeah. But his dad died in the street, like how Clark almost did if Kyle wasn't with him. How would I rate the big bads? I mean, I have to go with Lex number 1. After that, I'm not saying I'm having trouble remembering them all. I mean, there's Morgan Edge, there's Allie Alston, Bruno Mannheim. As far as like villainous, Lex, Allie, Morgan, Bruno. Because Bruno, in the end, wasn't really that evil. He just, I mean, he killed people, sure. But as we saw, there was some redemption to him. Tal has to be number 2. Well, I say Morgan, Tal, same thing. They show John Henry Irons' picture on the wall, just as you told us. Thank you, CG. They had that look so awesome. Yeah. We didn't get a super long look at it, because I think most people, even if they saw it in the background, were suddenly focused on Clark collapsing. So even though we saw it, we kind of only barely saw it. Eh? I think people might see it in like rewatches. But yeah. Allie wasn't a good villain for you. She didn't really have motivation. I'm talking from an evil standpoint. I'm not talking from a quality of character standpoint. If we're going that, then it's Lex, Tal, Bruno, Allie. But I'm talking from an evil standpoint. From a quality standpoint, slightly different list. By the way, I love the fact that we got to see Bruno get his revenge, sort of, on Lex in prison. Love that scene. Oh, then, yeah, I agree with your list. Okay, thank you. That Bruno scene was fun. I like the reference to the chair because I would have forgot all about that. I would have would have never thought about that until Bruno brought it up. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, or if you'd forgot, when we first are introduced to Lex, he beats the shit out of a guy who he's sitting on, using him as a chair, and he just keeps punching down on the guy to get him to adjust to how he wants him to be, kneeling while he sits on him. So I love when Bruno's like, I need a good chair. You look like you're going to make a good chair. I love that scene. Yeah, Clark passing was similar to his father, but him looking back at his body and all the moments with his family and friends and Lois at the door, wonderful scene. Yeah, it was. I find it weird, by the way, that he got his afterlife body came up in a different shirt. Eh? I don't understand that one. I bet I know why Superman needed a new heart. It's the same reason why evil Supergirl needed a new heart, because she flew too close to the sun, and when Superman got too close to the sun, the same. Oh, you're way off, Daniel. No. I realize you haven't watched this season now. Like, now that I know you've only seen season 1 and season 2, I realize. No, that's not. I can spoil it for you, but I guess since you're here, you're not concerned about spoilers. So, he gets in a fight with Doomsday, and Doomsday rips out his heart. So that is how that happens. But you'll see that in season 4. You won't see that till season 4. I realized I didn't add Doomsday on my villain list because I don't really consider... He did villainous things, but I don't consider him a villain. But I would put him... for quality, I'd put him like number 2 behind Lex. For villainous, I'd have to put him, even though he did terrible things, kind of have to put him like 4th or 5th, because he didn't really... he had regrets about it, and he didn't want to do it, right? I still think Bruno should have sat on Lex. That would have been satisfying. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed we didn't get that scene. The same thing happened in season 2 finale when Clark needed all that power from the sun and poisoned him. Something happened in season 2 finale when Clark needed all that power from the sun and it poisoned him. Can't say I remember what you're talking about at the moment. Sorry. The Afterlife didn't like the way he was dressed. I guess not. They're like, whoa, 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 whoa. We're not letting you in with that. You're gonna have to change your shirt. Just your shirt. Yeah, I know what you mean. The different shirt for the Afterlife scene. I was looking at that and thinking, wait a minute. Yeah, it wouldn't have been so bad if they just had him pass, and then a moment later you see him standing around realizing he's in the afterlife with a different shirt. Not so bad. But he literally gets up out of the body with a different shirt on. I don't know what to make of that. Doomsday is a good guy in this world. Not necessarily a good guy, but he's a guy. So, I realize you haven't watched season 3 and 4 yet. So I'm giving you spoilers. But since you're here and you're listening to us talk about the finale, I'm assuming spoilers don't concern you. So I'm going to say it. Doomsday in this iteration is Bizarro Superman that has been turned by Lex. Lex keeps killing him over and over and over again until we get Doomsday on this world. So that is where this version of Doomsday comes from. And even though he does terrible things, he literally kills Superman and terrorizes the city. There's a part of him that still is Bizarro Superman, and you get to see that in some scenes at some point in season 4. You'll get to see a scene where you realize part of Bizarro Superman is still in there. Bizarro wasn't a villain for me. He was definitely the most saddest character. Oh, 100%. This show is filled with characters with sad stories. His is the saddest. Amanda exposing Lex, he had it coming. It was the only way she could free herself. Yeah. I am slight bit disappointed we didn't get to see the video of Lois doing the interview with them. I think I would have liked to have seen that. I would have liked to have seen Lois be like, "Hi, we're here with Amanda McCoy, blah 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 blah," and then Amanda's like, "This is what Lex has done." I would have liked to have seen that scene. I'm sorry, I just find it difficult to watch the show, so I stopped. Oh, random. Okay. I just realized whatever happened to Amanda, she didn't even out Luther at this point. She should have just died. Well, I think she did out him. We just didn't get to see the evidence of it on our end, unfortunately, which is, like I said, I'm a little disappointed we didn't get to see that scene. Oh my god, Bizarro Superman became Doomsday. That is a twist that's like Zod becoming Doomsday in Batman v Superman. Okay. Doomsday wasn't always a bad guy, just corrupted by Lex. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Lex Luthor is the reason Doomsday became Doomsday. Yeah. I know they probably didn't have enough time, but I felt like the Amanda stuff was useless if they weren't going to show it. I kind of agree. Because we have no context of how Lex ended up in prison. I mean, we have a little bit. We have like a fraction, like this much of a clue, because when Lex is brought back to Earth and Clark has him on the ground, we have the camera pointed at Lex. But that doesn't show everything. That doesn't show us Amanda telling the world what happened. That doesn't even prove that Lex did anything. That just shows Superman brought Lex down to the ground. So I kind of find that scene a little I'll still give the show a 10. I'm still giving the episode a 10 out of 10. But it's a notable flaw in the episode. Yeah. Was it the same Bizarro from season 2 or a different version? Yes, same Bizarro from season 2. So who finds him? Bruno Mannheim finds Bizarro Lex's body, and does he bring him to life? No, I think Lex brings him to life. So Bruno Mannheim has Lex's body in like a containment area, doing tests on it to try and find a cure for cancer that his wife has. And then when Bruno is like put in prison by Lois, Lex finds Bizarro Superman and starts his thing to turn him into Doomsday. a lot you'd have to, like, that's the Cliff Notes version. There's a lot in there besides that to say. Tyler is your favorite Superman. He delivered the hell out of that performance throughout the series. I agree. I was saying this earlier already. Someone asked me this, I think before the show started, who is my favorite Clark and Lois. And I said, Tyler's my favorite Clark. Lois, in the end, I said Bitsy is my favorite Lois, but I was kind of like, is she? But yeah, I think both of them are. It would have been cool if instead of Lana and John in the afterlife with Clark, they could have shown his parents. That's something we didn't get. We didn't get the parents. I also thought that was a great. One of the moments that got me in the episode was Lois on her deathbed. When she just right before she dies, and she goes, "Was it Dad?" I think, did she say Dad or Father? I think it was Dad. She's like, "Dad," and then passes. But yeah, we didn't get to see Clark's parents in the afterlife, which is a little odd. I mean, we got to see everybody in the afterlife, including characters that were still alive, but we didn't see his mom and dad. Yeah, Dad, okay. But yeah, amazing episode. Amazing episode. I have minor criticisms, but it doesn't take away from the fact this is still probably a 10 out of 10 episode, right? Yeah. I have nothing more to add to that. Or Sam, which I understand the actor probably wasn't there. But Sam would have, yeah, I guess Sam could have been there too, in Clark's vision. But yeah. Yeah, that was an actor availability thing. I mean, that could have been the case with the parents too. But I doubt it, but who knows. Well, they are from Krypton. I don't know what that's in reference to. Oh, you're talking about the Krypton parents. No, I was talking about his, the Kent family parents. I think most people were talking about the Kents. But yeah, both sets of parents. Both sets of parents could have been there. It's still a 10 out of 10 for me, even though I have slight nitpicks. Yep, I'm in the same boat, Tyler. Yeah. I mean, if I want to grind it down and get down to specifics, maybe it's like a 9.96. Like, may as well just call it a 10. I'm glad we got to see all the characters, even though the budget was short this season after the finale. I can't pick a favorite season. I might have to do a rewatch. I advise you do it. I did it to get ready for the wardrobe sale, and it was amazing to watch it all in such a short period of time. You don't realize how amazing like season 1 and season 2 were, because all you think is how amazing season 4 is. None of the seasons were a disappointment. So yeah. Oh my bad. No worries, because I didn't think of the Krypton parents. Like, never crossed my mind, but yeah, them too. Wish Tom Welling had made a cameo. No way, no. I would have been annoyed if they brought him in. Because the DC TV started with him and I wish it ended with him. No. I would have been so annoyed if they brought him in. It would have taken away from the episode. That would have been one cameo that would have made the episode worse. Are you sure it was the afterlife they were in? How did Lex get in? He is an evil atheist. I don't think the Kryptonians got in because they're atheists as well. I'm not going to even... Anyway. I'm not religious either, but the idea of an afterlife existing isn't improbable to me. they worked really well with all the budget cuts they had. Oh, yeah. Um, I don't know a show that could have pulled off what they did with the budgets they had to deal with. Man, I miss the Arrowverse. After this, what about one? What after this? What a wonderful send off. Yes, this was an exceptional one. I mean, if I'm nitpicking, but I'm not. If I'm nitpicking, it would have been, nice to have an Arrowverse payoff, have some way to pay off seeing the rest of them, but I would not take away from this episode to do it. If they did, a 2 hour TV movie to wrap up all the loose ends, fine, but they'll never do that. The budget would be too harsh. But that would be like my only nitpick in that sense. Season 3 and 4 had the best writing for you? Okay. And if Tom Welling was there, it would have made sense for the story. No, it wouldn't. First of all, Tom Welling's version is powerless now. Second of all, that would have implied someone had created a way to breach to other worlds, and that would have left the door open to, like, why isn't the Flash there? Why isn't Supergirl there? Why isn't the Green Arrow there? Like, you would have then had to explain why none of these guys came through the breach. I do have a favorite moment from the series. One of my favorite episodes was back in season 1 when he showed the boys he was Superman. Oh, I love that scene too. My favorite scene was when he's in the diner and he confronts Emmett after Emmett pulled a gun on Lois and beat up John. That might be my favorite scene of not just this show, but possibly any Arrowverse show. Yeah. Well, you're doing a great job promoting the season now. I think I'm curious to see season 3 and 4. Go ahead and watch it. I don't know where you can get it. You said you only have season 1 and 2 available to you, but there's, I guess, unofficial ways to watch it. Might be recency bias, but I think this is the best series finale of an Arrowverse show. You might be right. I said this and Arrow are like right there. I might have to do a rewatch of both finales, like back to back, to see which one I think is better, but I put them both like right there beside each other. Then there's a notable drop off to the rest of them. It's like 10, 10, 8, 7, 7, 6. Like, there's a notable drop off from those two. Supergirl was okay. There was a couple of crappy lines in the Supergirl finale I did not like, but I thought the episode as a whole was okay. I would give it like an 8. Flash was fun. There was a lot of fun moments in the Flash finale, but it kind of comes short. I'd give it like a 7.5. Batwoman didn't get a chance to really wrap up, so it's kind of unfair to them. I would say what they had probably was like a 7.5 or an 8 for what they had to work with. Legends of Tomorrow was like a 5 because their show writers completely screwed up that. Is there a show I'm missing? I feel like there's a show I'm missing. Shouldn't there be 6 shows in Vancouver? Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Legends, Batwoman, Superman, and Lois. There's 6 shows. Did I name 6 shows? Yeah, I did, I guess. Okay, so yeah, I guess the lowest rating I gave was like a 7.5. Sorry, CG, I meant wouldn't have made sense to the story. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I remember trying to read over your sentence twice and trying to figure out what you meant, but I got what you meant, I just didn't comment on it. If you had to add a cameo, who would you have had in this episode? Calro. If we're talking outside of Superman and Lois, I think the most logical would have been Spectre. That would have been the most logical because he can go other worlds and all that stuff, and his powers are infinite. So yeah, I think Tal-Rho would have been the first option. But if you wanted someone outside of Superman and Lois, I would have went with Spectre just because it would have made the most sense. Barry showing up wouldn't have made sense. How does he get there? And if he can cross worlds, why doesn't Supergirl? And Supergirl being there, same thing. Why doesn't Barry then? Like, there's too many variables that confuse other things, you know? So yeah, that would be my answer for that. Oh yeah, that was a good scene. I don't know what scene we're talking about. Oh, the Emmett forget. Yeah. My favorite scene is probably the afterlife scene. Okay. It's a very good scene. I don't know if it's my favorite scene. It would definitely probably be on the top 10 list though. Actually, I think I am going to go on YouTube. Maybe they have the scene where Doomsday fell into the sun. There's a YouTuber called Arrowverse Scenes who has usually all these things up on the site pretty quickly after they air. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he's got them up now. Let me just give a quick look and see if I can track him down. I know I follow him, but I follow like 300 people. Can I find him? There he is. He does not have it up yet, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're up by tomorrow. I mean, maybe even tonight. So, like, yeah, so Daniel, if you want to check out this channel, he usually has clips, like the most popular scenes from the episodes are usually up there. And where was I? Also, Tom Welling said that the Clark he played for Crisis wasn't his Clark Kent. He said it was another variant of Clark. He can say that, but that was never confirmed. He can say that all he wants. Last series finale was okay. It was okay. Yeah, it was okay. Another amazing moment from tonight. Clark forgiveness of Lux in the afterlife, really amazing scene. Yeah, I said this a little while ago. Made so much sense for Superman. Him forgiving his enemy, especially one that tried to kill him, kill his family, kill his town, for him to forgive him. Only Superman would have the what's the word I'm looking for? Can't think of the word I'm looking for, but you get what I mean. Driving me nuts, I can't think of the word. Tal-Rho's too busy partying in Bizarro World? Fair enough. Yes, I found Superman and Lois, the final fight between Superman and Lex Luthor series finale on YouTube. That was fast. Oh, okay. Man, I was waiting for that scene to see how the boys' suits would look like, and it looks almost like Supergirl suit from the Flash movie. I'm gonna, like I said, I've said this a couple times, Eddie. I don't know if you're here for it earlier, but I'm gonna have to rewatch that because I was watching it essentially on a third of a screen because I had to have chat open on the side, then the screen here, and then out of that screen, part of that screen was taken up by the TV channel selector from the site I was watching it on, and then a bar across the bottom. So I was really only watching it on like a third of a screen. So yeah, I might have to rewatch it, but they didn't look amazing to me. I mean, if I'm gonna nitpick little things, it's another fraction of a nitpick. Did you say Tal-Rho has infinite power? No, I said Spectre has infinite power. Seeing all of them flying together, that was so cool. Yes, that was a cool scene. Again, I think the CGI might have been a little short. But I will have to watch it I'll have to watch it when I'm watching it on more than a third of the screen. Thanks, bro. I loved it. Okay. I've never been a Tom Welling fan, to be honest. Ditto. But that's personal. Like, I think all of you that like are regulars here know why I don't like Tom Welling. Um, and for those of you that are new here or don't come here often, I meet all of these people on a regular basis. Tom Welling is an asshole. That's a large reason why. But yeah. Um, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that, Obi. Um, Tom Welling said that the version of Tom Welling Clark Kent with the blue K without his powers is a variant. No, I never heard that. Neither have I. That was the first time I've ever heard it. Yeah, I remember you saying that you was watching it on different screens. My bad. Hey, no problem. Yeah. I don't own a TV. Like everything I watch is on my computer screen, which is try to like that wide. I don't know how to show you this. Let me get my ruler and measure. I don't even know how wide my screen is. Okay. About 23 inches. Like it's a good computer screen. Very good for a computer screen. Not so great for watching, TV shows that are supposed to be on 50-inch screens. And then on top of that, I was watching on a third of that. CGI didn't look the best, but it was still pretty good scene. Oh, it was a great scene. Yeah, like I said, the CGI little soft on that. Good thing I haven't met him in person because I might be it might dislike him even more. So this is the thing I'll say about that, Tyler. If you ever meet him now at a convention, because he does a lot of conventions, he'll be very nice to you because you're paying for his time. He'll be super pleasant, very nice, etc., etc. I was meeting him at the peak of his fame when he had an ego the size of a planet. He has humbled some since then. I know people that have met him outside of conventions now, and he's still not like thrilled to meet people, but he's not as much of an asshole as he was when he was here actively filming Smallville, please enlighten me on how Tom Welling is a bad person. He's a dick. He's like I literally just explained it like 2 seconds ago. We've had a lot of different Superman, but that finale made me love Superman and Lois even more, acting-wise and action scenes. They delivered one hell of a final season. Yes, they did. You'll get no arguments from me on that. I thought this whole season, as a whole, not individual episodes broken down, but as a whole, worst case scenario, I give it like a 9.6. It's probably like a 9.9. But I'm leaving some room for error in case I'm misremembering things along the way. But it's at least a 9.6. And I just recently watched season 1, 2, and 3, like recently. And I don't think any of them are below a 9. I think the worst season is still like a 9. I'm kind of wondering if I should drag out being on here a little longer or if I have run out of things to say. Hey, we have Arrowverse as a what's happening topic. I wonder why. Why is my screen so large? It shouldn't be that large. I am still looking at chat if you guys have something to say. I just don't see anything new in chat at the moment. Well, there we go. The whole season, was an 8.5 for me higher than the rest of the Arrowverse shows. Only an 8.5. Okay. All right. Some of the Kyle and Chrissy stuff dragged it down. That's why I said as a whole and not individual episode scenes or anything. Because, yeah, the wedding episode is clearly the weakest episode of the season. But I'd still call that like an 8.5 for just that episode. You know? Hey, Dee Marie, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you? We have been talking about the finale. I don't know if you watched it, but that is what we are actively talking about. And I'm just looking at Twitter in between moments to see that Arrowverse is a current what's happening topic on there. You want a spin-off show for Jordan and Jonathan? Well, unfortunately, you're never getting that. I'm trying to remember all the shows that are in the Arrowverse. What am I forgetting? I'm forgetting someone. Who am I forgetting? Superman and Lois, Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Batwoman, Legends of Tomorrow, Black Lightning, Lucifer. Oh, Smallville. No, I'm taking Smallville. No, Smallville's there because it's in the crossover. Did I not say Batwoman? I must have added Batwoman to the list. Yeah, it's on there. Okay, scared me for a second. Clark's voiceover for the final moments of the scene, they made it got the happy ending they wanted. Scenes they made it got the happy ending they wanted. Okay, I'm doing well. The finale was so good. I enjoyed it so much. So did everyone here so far, Dee Marie. Yeah, it's been a common consensus. I don't think anyone's given it less than a 10 yet. It was amazing. I was a little nervous. Like I said this earlier when other people were here. I was a little nervous when they got to the point where Lois dies, that the episode might be starting to fall off there. But they pulled it in. They clutched it up and they delivered the rest of it. And I also like how they utilized the flashbacks, the episode. Because some episodes this season used them very poorly in the moments. Okay. Yeah, there wasn't a lot of flashbacks, thankfully. Okay, so I teared up at the end. It was a fitting finale. Yeah, we all did. I was actually a lot surprised that I managed to not have like a tear roll down my face. My tear ducts were like maxed out on capacity, but none of them escaped my eyes. I wish John Cryer stayed as Lex Luthor in Superman and Lois because it was great in Superman season 4 until they ruined him in later seasons. No, I mean, nah. I liked John as Superman in that world, but he wouldn't have had the same skill set as Michael Cudlitz for this role. Michael Cudlitz can deliver the fearful intimidation factor that John Cryer just can't do. John Cryer is great for the Lex they had. Wouldn't have been great for this Lex. out of all the Arrowverse actors and actresses you've met, who was the kindest? There's a lot that would be on that list. As far as people I met so often that they had every right to be mad at me at some point and never did, I would say David Ramsey, Danielle Panabaker, Tom Cavanaugh, um, Kyler Lee, Javicia Leslie, Camus Johnson. Who else? Who else? I feel like I'm missing one or two somehow. There's a lot of them that would go in like the A+ tier. Like I met them so many times that if they had ever said to me like no fuck off today, I would have been like fair enough. Like you've been nice to me so many other times. Grant Gustin would go in like the A- B+ tier. He there was one season where he was a whiny, something or other. But the rest, he was very fair to me for like 7.5 out of 9 seasons. So I give him a passing grade. But there was a season where he got a very big fail. Where was I? Where was I in the cast or chat? Goodbye Arrowverse. DC shows were great in CW. There will not be another in my lifetime. The Arrowverse was a phenomenon. It really was a phenomenon that we probably will never see. Probably not in my lifetime. I'm 51, so probably not in my lifetime. Yeah, it's going to be many years if there is something like that down the line ever again. So the episode is a 9 now since it couldn't make CG cry. Oh no, it made me cry. Just the tears did not leave the tear duct and come down the face. Lana John Henry made you smile because I was thinking in the beginning like y'all are meant to be together when they wanted to end the relationship in the beginning of the episode. Oh, okay. Like I've said it a couple times here now, that wedding just didn't have much of an impact on me. I'll say this over and over again. When you do a wedding in the finale of a series, it's usually with characters that have had this long, drawn-out history together. That's this big epic moment, and that wasn't this. I think Kyle and Chrissy would have been more logical for that, but it is what it is. I'm still happy for them. I'm still happy for those characters. I just didn't have that. It didn't have that impact. Michael is a very dark Lex compared to John. Yes. Who fails your grading for actors and actresses you've met? Oh man. I'm going to pull up my list just so I don't forget anybody because I feel like I forgot people when I was talking about the nicest list. Where's my list? My best and worst. All right, let's see. I'll go down and just look for people from the Arrowverse specifically. Okay, the first one to show up on my list was in 28th, and that is Kelly Hu, which was China White. She is not very nice. Chris Wood, there's one. Chris Wood and Melissa Benoist. I mean, yeah. Chris Wood and Melissa Benoist are probably the most, actual characters on a show ones that were miserable. Melissa Benoist went through waves where she got nicer for a while, and then when she hooked up with Chris, became 10 times worse. Who else? I have Candice Patton on my list, but I would concede that I had the very final time I met her, she couldn't have been nicer. So I would probably have to soften her ranking a little bit. She probably still makes the list, but her ranking might be softened a little bit. Oh, Sierra Renee, the one that played Hawk Girl. Yeah. Who else? That seems to be it that are on my like worst list. There's maybe one or two I'm forgetting, but I can't think of them. Oh, what's the girl from Doctor Who that played the mother on Arrow? Forgot her name. Yeah, she is miserable too. Where is she on my list? She must be on my list. I can't remember her name, but her too. I can't find her. I don't remember her name right now. Oh, Ruby Rose. How the hell did I forget about Ruby Rose? Ruby Rose too. Yeah. How the hell did I forget about her? All right. Where was I? Now that the Arrowverse is done, the MCU will have to suffice, I guess. I'm not as excited about it, but we'll see. Lex grabbing Jordan by the neck on the ground. I was thinking, like, that's Superman's son. Superman will get you, bro. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Arrowverse, for giving us shows we will probably never get like this again. We probably will never get this again. Yeah, I think you would be lucky if 10 years from now you even get a consistent superhero show that lasts more than 3 seasons, let it alone an entire Arrow universe. Shows aren't made to last right now. They're made to get out quick and be done with quick. It's going to take a few years for that to like stop being the trend. Then you're going to need a few more years for a superhero show to break through. Then you would need more years for it to be strong enough that they consider spinning off from it and creating something. Lois is definitely the best Arrowverse love interest. Okay. I think you could be right, yeah. I'm willing to give that, yeah. The reason why I didn't like the John and Lana thing is because it felt so random because they set it up last season. They were never brought it back up again before this episode. What, do you mean them dating? Because they did bring it up this season once. I can't remember what episode or what the reference was, but there was one time this season where they referenced it. I thought that was funny. I don't know what was funny anymore. Oh, because you put a smiley face in the middle of the sentence and it was at the end of the line in the chat, I thought that was the end of the comment and didn't realize there was more. I thought it was funny when Milton Fine tried to escape and they came to get him. I was thinking, like, you're not getting away that easy. I found it a little surprising that someone that's supposed to be that super smart didn't have an escape plan that was better than what he did. that was a little bit of a hiccup flaw, I think. Candace Patton really seems like a nice person. People just like to be mean to her for no reason. Oof. No. People are 100% mean to her for no reason. I will give you that. But she is also not a very personable person. And she's been kind of upfront about that. She has been unapologetically blunt about not being nice for the sake of being nice. Alex Kingston. That is who I was thinking of. Yeah. Thank you, Scott. Do you watch any other shows and do a live chat? Not right now. There's nothing else. Like Disney Star Wars shows don't interest me that much right now. Maybe ever. Maybe, I don't know. If The Mandalorian comes back, maybe I would do it, but probably not. No, in fact I wouldn't because it's not on network TV. It's on like Disney Plus or whatever it is. It's got to be something that's on a network show that I can watch live. and there's not really any of those anymore. What about Emily Bett Rickards? Oh, did I not mention her? Yeah, she'd go on the list too. I forgot this whole time that Lex and Jordan had their own little rivalry. Yeah, when he crushed his dad's heart, who I thought never in a million years that was his heart, in front of him. Yeah. I didn't like that Lois died, but it happens in life. Yeah, and it's not like she died like 3 weeks later. She died, 20 years. She had enough time to meet her grandchildren, right? So I'm okay with it. Um, I didn't expect it to be that sad of an episode, but I'm okay with the way it was done. Iris was good in the early seasons, but got bad in the show. Went into Eric Wallace era. Maybe, sure. Uh, I gotta do a rewatch of The Flash someday. Milton was a funny character. Yeah, he was good. It's a shame we only really got like 4 or 5 scenes with him throughout the series. One of the most amazing moments I like from tonight was from the Lex and Superman fight, shooting Superman with the kryptonite and Superman breaking through it like, damn, Tyler killed that scene. Yeah, I think that comes down to also the human heart making him a little less impacted by kryptonite. Because honestly, he should, you know, like be down from that. But yeah. Era? Honestly, tonight might be the last night I watch cable TV because Superman and Lois was the last show I really interested me. Oh, okay. Um, there's always some interesting things on cable TV, but I guess it depends on your interests too. I'm not personally watching anything right now, but I also haven't made an effort to try and find anything right now. It's weird we're getting a brand new Superman in 8 months. Yeah, yeah. Hot take, I liked Iris when Eric Wallace was in charge. Huh, okay. You like Yelena and Bucky in the MCU? I guess I'll see whenever they are. I mean, I like those characters, but we'll see how they are there. But I think I'm going to wrap this up here, guys. It has now been 3 hours that I've been on for. That's the longest stream I've done in a long time. Maybe I'll do a stream later this week so that everybody, like the people that are watching it in an hour on the West Coast and those who watch it the next day on streaming, have had a chance to catch up. But I think I'm going to put the message in chat that everybody knows is coming, so don't be surprised. Any comments beyond this comment here that are not super chats may be ignored for time purposes. I am sending this message NOW how is that going to word the last part? Take into consideration time delay. Boop. There it is. All right. Anything after that that's a super chat, I'll answer. But anything else, if it's not before there, I'm probably not reading it. YouTube tried to spoil the episode for me today, releasing the sneak peek of the episode, but I didn't watch it. I wanted to have an open mind to watch that cool finale. Oh, I didn't even notice there was one today. I watched last week's and the weeks before, and they weren't that, like, the scenes weren't that impactful that you're like, oh my god, the episode's ruined. So I wonder what it was. Great stream. Thanks, CG. You're welcome. Have a great night, CG. Do you do that Geo game still? I do. I'm kind of in a... I'm a little mad at them right now. I'm having a little bit of a fight with one of their developers. So I am playing it, but I am trying not to play it right now, except when I have to. But I probably am still there. All right. I have answered everything that's there. That's it. Arrowverse is done, guys. The CW is done, guys. DC TV on network television is done. Who knows when we'll ever see another one? I mean, we'll probably get some show on like a streaming service that they'll drop 8 episodes at once and all that stuff. But we're never gonna have this experience probably again anytime soon. Certainly not in the next year or two. By the time it ever happens again, you'll have long forgot I exist. This has been crazy for me because obviously I have the experience of being around it all from the beginning. Not just Superman and Lois, but going backwards, Batwoman, Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, The Flash, Arrow, and even technically Smallville. I did go to one Smallville set back in the day. So yeah, I mean, this is the end. My channel doesn't have much in the way of content to put out right now. I've got a couple of videos for The Last of Us to still do, and maybe some found older videos that I found, but right now I'm kind of not much to do. But like I said earlier tonight, if anyone wants to see the video where I went to the locations just recently of where the Lucifer cameo in Crisis happened and the old Smallville studio, there's a video up about that I posted a couple of days ago. But besides that, yeah, not a lot for me to post right now. There's nothing filming here of interest. The Last of Us was the last thing to leave town, and even that didn't get a lot of views. The viewership on that was kind of weak. So we'll see. I don't know what my next project will be. We will find out. But that is it for now. Thank you, everyone, for coming by. Thank you for everyone that's been around for as long as I've been doing live streams. Thank you for all the super chatters over the years. Thank you for subscribers. Thank you to the mods that I've had here from time to time. Yeah, I'm sure I'll be around again, but it's not going to be under these circumstances. So we'll see. But till then, have a good one. And that was an amazing finale. Bye.